to lower the threshold until we can see the gain reduction, a yellow line here in the display. And that means that the compressor is actually reducing peaks now that are going above 17 or minus 17 dBFS. You can already see on the waveform that would happen every time these spikes occur. And this sounds kind of worse now, right? But that's also just because we have a quieter signal. This is what the makeup gain is for. We're reducing all of this gain now on the transients, and now we make up for the gain that was lost. Meaning we end up with higher average loudness, but same peak level, ideally. Okay, good. Now to deepen our understanding a little bit, let's make a visual comparison of the drums without compression and with compression. And for that, we're going to use the trusty command that we've already covered in one of my latest videos, mix down selection. This allows you to instantly mix down any selection of events in Studio One, including the insert effects, onto a new track. We just do that here for instructional sake, so we're not trying to replace anything. I just want to show you these waveforms side by side. Just look at the difference between these two waveforms. Okay. See, all of this stuff that's happening between the kicks and the snares, for instance. On the second waveform here, I'll just color this differently so you can see it more clear. Oh, sorry, I have both selected currently. I'll just go ahead and do it this way. Right? That's way louder on the compressed signal, but the peak level is still the same, pretty much. So here you can really see what the compressor has done. With a couple of exceptions, but not many. Move the compressor again, also remove the mix down. We just want to start with a clean slate. Add the compressor again from scratch. So we set the threshold and ratio and talk next about attack and release. So attack and release are values that you also find on pretty much every compressor out there, with a couple of exceptions, but not many. And
in this video, we'll be learning how to use the Studio One compressor, and whether you're a complete beginner or an old hand, there's something in it for you. Hi folks, I'm Mike, and I hope you're well. Now, I own many compressor plugins, but I do find that I keep coming back to the stock compressor plugin which comes with Studio One. There's something about its interface, its ease of use. I just find I can get my compression jobs done really quickly and easily. So in today's video, I'm going to be running through how to use that particular plugin. But don't worry if you've never done any compression before, or you've tried and you found it confusing, because I will be explaining the basics of compression as we go along. Now, if you're a more experienced user, I'm going to be teaching you about the specifics of this plugin and how you get things done, as well as talking about some slightly more advanced topics like parallel compression and sidechain compression. So please do stick around for all of that. Now, if this is your first time here and you do like this kind of content, then please do make sure you subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube so that you are notified about my future videos. Now, let's get into some compression. So a compressor is basically an automated volume control, and it can make changes to the volume really quickly and efficiently, much quicker than we as human beings could by controlling a fader in our DAW. Now, as I say, it's automated, so it's going to make those changes based upon the parameters that we give it. And that's what all of these controls are on the screen that you can see here. Now, it may surprise you to hear that I think of compressors' main function as reducing volume. That's what most of these controls are going to work towards. And that may be contrary to what you believe, because you've probably heard of compressors in terms of making kick drums punchier or making vocals cut through a mix, making them sound louder. We can get to that eventually, but as I say, the primary focus of the compressor is to actually reduce volume. Okay, so let's start off with that first, because if we're going to tell this compressor to reduce volume, it's going to need to know when to reduce that volume. At what point does it decide, hey, things are getting too loud?
And attack means how long does the compressor wait with the gain reduction after the threshold has been met. So in a way, the attack on a compressor does the gain reduction starts that you set. Hey, that's my drums, and I don't want that, then congratulations, here's your first example for compression. Same with podcasts. How often do you listen to a podcast that's maybe not professionally produced and the microphone levels of both speakers are different, right? Then you constantly find yourself just dialing the volume on your car up and down, incredibly annoying, and that's what compression can solve so beautifully for us. No automation required, no level fader riding, none of that. Basically, every time that you wish that the volume differences were smaller, that's when you should think compression. Similarly to when you think, these drums aren't bright enough, you think equalizer, more treble, right? That's how I want you to think of compression also. Too much difference in volume, the whispered parts of a vocal performance, for instance, are too quiet and the shouted parts are too loud, compression, right? Every time we bring volumes closer together, think compression. Good, with that out of the way, let's see how the compressor can get us to something that looks more like this, right? Without any automation or any editing required on the clips themselves. To do that, we go to Studio One's browser as always, the trusty effects section, and you find the compressor right here. You can drag and drop that directly onto any channel. And the compressor that you see here is pretty much a textbook compressor that works similarly to how 80 to 90% of all compressors out there would work. Of course, there's a couple of notable exceptions. There's been a lot of very famous compressors that work differently, but if you're learning this Studio One compressor, you're gonna find your way around pretty much every compressor out there. So I can't encourage you enough to learn this one properly, and that's why today I want to talk you through all of the controls to give you a better understanding, not just of this compressor, but all compressors in general. The most important values, arguably, are threshold and ratio right here. They are the bread and butter that make the entire compressor mechanism work. So what do they do? Well, threshold is kind of listening to the incoming signal. So in this case, it would be my rock drums, right? And it waits for a level spike that is meeting the set threshold. So if this is set to 0 dB, which is 0 dB full scale here in this digital mixing environment, meaning the loudest possible almost, then yeah, the compressor does nothing. Okay? Only when the threshold is met, that's when the gain reduction starts that you set with the ratio. For example, if we have a threshold of minus 20 dB, okay? And there's a signal coming in that's 10 dB higher than that, then those 10 dB are going to be attenuated by the compressor, in this case with the ratio 2:1. So those 10 dB that are shooting over the threshold are now just 5 dB, half as loud. So all of these peaks, for instance, that we're seeing here on this drum waveform would be attenuated and just half as spiky. And after that, we go here to the makeup gain to make up for the gain that was lost. And you end up with a signal that has higher average loudness, but similar peak loudness. So So you're not peaking any louder than you did before, but your average loudness is higher. Everything is a bit closer together. That's what compression is fundamentally. Now, this is, of course, a very simplistic view of compression, but it's fundamentally correct, right? And I think it's good to start with a simple concept as a compass that we can always go back to whenever you get confused by all of the specifics, all right? So why don't we just go ahead and try what we've learned here on these rock drums. So I have my compressor ready to this 0 dB full scale here in this digital mixing environment, meaning the loudest possible almost. Then, yeah, the compressor does nothing. Okay? Only when the threshold is met, that's when the gain reduction starts that you set with the ratio. For example, if we have a threshold of minus 20 dB, okay? And there's a signal coming in that's 10 dB higher than that. Then those 10 dB are going to be attenuated by the compressor, in this case with the ratio 2:1. So those 10 dB that are shooting over the threshold are now just 5 dB, half as loud. So all of these peaks, for instance, that we're seeing here on this drum waveform would be attenuated and just half as spiky. And after that, we go here to the makeup gain to make up for the gain that was lost. And you end up with a signal that has higher average loudness, but similar peak loudness. So you're not peaking any louder than you did before, but your average loudness is higher. Everything is a bit closer together. That's what compression is fundamentally. Now, this is, of course, a very simplistic view of compression, but it's fundamentally correct, right? And I think it's good to start with a simple concept as a compass that we can always go back to whenever you get confused by all of the specifics, all right? So why don't we just go ahead and try what we've learned here on these rock drums. So I have my compressor ready to go. I put the threshold all the way back to 0. I put ratio 2:1, and I don't touch any of the other controls just yet. All right, so let's hit play. And as you can see, the compressor is not doing anything. Right, I'm turning it on and off. No difference at all. There's probably a couple of people who would say, this is so much better already. Okay, now we're going to lower the threshold until we can see the gain reduction, a yellow line here in the display. And that means that the compressor is actually reducing peaks now that are